Welcome back to Tiki Drive, where football speaks in tactics, passion, and pure moments of brilliance. Matchday 33 of La Liga brought us another thrilling chapter as FC Barcelona hosted RCD Mallorca in a high-stakes encounter that had subtle drama, precision football, and a decisive moment by one of Spain's most exciting midfielders, Dani Olmo. The game held more than just 3 points, with Real Madrid breathing down their necks in only a few games remaining in the 2024-25 campaign. Barcelona knew that nothing short of a win would suffice. On the other side, Mallorca were fighting for pride and points, aiming to finish the season in a strong mid-table position. This wasn't a title decider, but it was certainly a test of character. Hansi Flick's men had been impressive in recent weeks, especially with key players like Lewandowski and Rafinha unavailable. Would Barca's midfield maestros rise to the occasion once again? Would the young defensive line hold against a tricky Mallorca side? Let's take a closer look at how the night unfolded at Estadio Olímpic Luis Companys, and narrow 1-0 victory. Yes, but filled with key tactical nuances and impressive performances that define Barca's evolving identity under Flick. The game began with Barcelona deploying their familiar 4-3-3 shape. Hansi Flick stuck to his philosophy: high possession, fast circulation, and vertical passes through the midfield. Dani Olmo and Pedri occupied the central roles while Ferran Torres led the attack in Lewandowski's absence. From the opening whistle, it was clear that Barca were looking to control the game. Their midfield triangle worked smoothly, with Pedri often dropping deeper to collect the ball, while Olmo drifted between the lines to open up space. Alejandro Baldi was active on the left flank, providing within overlapping runs. Mallorca, managed by Javier Aguirre, came into the match with a compact 5-3 to set up. Their strategy was clear: absorb pressure, keep a narrow defensive shape, and hit on the counter through Larin and Muriqi. For much of the first half, their plans seemed to work. Barca dominated possession close to 65%, but struggled to create clear-cut chances. In the 37th minute, the first real opportunity came when Gavi slid in a beautifully weighted ball for Ferran, who forced a fine save from Leo Roman, Mallorca's standout performer of the night. The keeper kept the visitors in the game with some excellent reflex saves. The second half saw Barcelona increase the tempo. Hansi Flick brought more urgency into the midfield. Just 5 minutes after the restart, the breakthrough arrived, and it came from Dani Olmo. A quick passing exchange between Pedri and Gavi opened up space at the edge of the box. Olmo took one touch and fired a curling low shot past the outstretched arms of Leo Roman. 1-0 Barcelona. The goal lifted Barca's confidence. They maintained composure and possession and pushed for a second, but Mallorca's defense held firm. In the 68th minute, Aguirre brought on Abden Prats and Dani Rodriguez to energize the attack, but Barca's defense, especially Pau Cubarsí and Eric Garcia, showed excellent discipline. Late in the game, Mallorca had one golden chance. A corner found Larin unmarked, but his header sailed just over the bar. It was a moment that could have changed the result, but luck and positioning were on Barcelona's side. The full-time whistle blew with Barcelona securing a narrow but valuable 1-0 win. It wasn't flashy, but it was functional. A match won through intelligent midfield play and disciplined defending. Dani Olmo, the decisive edge. Olmo once again proved why he's one of Barca's most intelligent attacking midfielders. His off-the-ball movement, positional sense, and quick link-ups were vital throughout the match. His goal wasn't just a finish, it was a result of being at the right place at the right time. He drifted between Mallorca's midfield lines, exploiting pockets of space and often drawing defenders out of shape. With Lewandowski sidelined, Olmo took creative charge and delivered when it mattered most. Pedri, maestro in the middle. Pedri was the conductor of Barcelona's rhythm. From the first whistle, his vision and awareness dictated the tempo of the game. He completed over 90% of his passes and made multiple progressive carries. What stood out was his composure under pressure, receiving the ball in tight spaces and turning quickly to transition from defense to attack. Pedri's chemistry with Olmo and Gavi continues to grow, making Barca's midfield one of the most technically sound in Europe. Eric Garcia, the silent wall. In the absence of Araujo and Count, Eric Garcia stepped up and delivered a composed performance. Operating in the backline, he was cool under pressure and made key interceptions. His ability to distribute long, diagonal balls helped stretch Mallorca's narrow block. Defensively, he won most of his duels and played a critical role in neutralizing Vedat Muriqi's aerial threat. Leo Roman, the wall Mallorca needed. Despite the loss, Leo Roman was arguably Mallorca's best player. He made a string of high-quality saves, including a crucial one-on-one against Ferran Torres. Roman's reflexes and positioning kept the scoreline respectable and gave Mallorca fighting chance till the final whistle. Barcelona's 4-3-3 shape and midfield dominance. Hansi Flick opted for a classic 4-3-3, with Pedri, Gavi, and Oriol Romeu forming the midfield trio. The plan was to retain possession and pull Mallorca out of shape by shifting play quickly across the field. Barcelona averaged over 65% possession, and most of that was concentrated in midfield zones. Their transitions were crisp, and the full-backs, especially Baldi, offered with to stretch the pitch. Mallorca's deep block, Javier Aguirre, deployed a 5-3-2 formation, focusing on crowding central areas and denying time on the ball to Pedri and Olmo. Their wing-backs stayed narrow to plug spaces, forcing Barça to go wide. It worked in patches, but Olmo's movement and Pedri's creativity gradually opened seams in this compact structure. Use of width, with Mallorca defending narrow, Barça used both flanks efficiently. On the left, Baldi and Ferran Torres created overloads, while on the right, Eric Garcia played a more conservative role. This asymmetry in wing play helped Barcelona switch angles and unsettle the defense. High press and counter-press. Barca's pressing system was well orchestrated. The front three initiated the press, while midfielders marked zones aggressively. Mallorca struggled to build from the back, often resorting to long balls that were easily dealt with by Pau Cubarsí and Garcia. After losing possession, Barça immediately applied counter-pressure to win the ball back in dangerous areas. Substitution strategy. Flick made timely substitutions, introducing Ansu Fati and Hector Fort to keep the intensity high. Fati added a fresh burst of energy, forcing Mallorca's defenders to stay alert. Fort contributed defensively and kept Mallorca's right-wing threats in check. Overall tactical verdict: it wasn't Barcelona's most fluid performance of the season, but tactically it was disciplined. Flick's team adapted to Mallorca's low block and stayed patient. The movement from midfielders to drag defenders out, and the strategic use of the flanks, played a key role in creating the one moment that made the difference. Statistical breakdown plus post-match reactions. Possession. Barcelona 66%, Mallorca 34%. As expected, Barcelona dominated the ball, especially in the middle third. Their high possession reflects their control, although they struggled to create many clear chances early on. Shots. Barcelona 13 shots 6 on target, Mallorca 5 shots 1 on target. Barcelona's shooting was more consistent, though several shots were blocked or saved by Leo Roman. Mallorca, in contrast, rarely troubled Ter Stegen. Pass accuracy. Barcelona 91%, Mallorca 76%. Barca's midfield trio of Pedri, Olmo, and Romeu ensured crisp passing and fast transitions. Mallorca, due to pressure, played more long balls and lost accuracy. Key passes. Pedri 4, Gavi 2, Olmo 3. Pedri again led the creative stats, constantly unlocking tight spaces and building momentum through the lines. Tackles and interceptions. Cubarsí 4 tackles, 3 interceptions. Eric Garcia 3 tackles, 2 clearances. Barca's young defenders were highly effective in breaking up Mallorca's rare attacking phases. Expected goals XG. Barcelona 1.18 Mallorca 0.47. XG confirms what we saw on the pitch. Barca were slightly wasteful, but dominant enough to deserve the win. Post-match reactions approx. 500 words. Hansi Flick, Barcelona head coach. It was not easy to break them down. Mallorca were very compact, but we stayed patient. Olmo was fantastic today. He trains like he plays. Sharp and committed. Dani Olmo match winner. I'm just happy to help the team. Pedri and Gavi make it easier for me. That goal was for the fans. They've supported us all season. Javier Aguirre, Mallorca coach. We fought well and had our chances. Barca's quality in midfield made the difference. I'm proud of the effort from our players, especially Leo Roman. Fan reactions online. Barca fans praised the midfield. Pedri and Olmo are building something special. Others pointed out the need for more attacking sharpness. We miss Lewandowski in these tight games. Mallorca fans were proud despite defeat. Roman deserves a standing ovation. Media headlines. Marca: Olmo unlocks a stubborn Mallorca wall. Sport: 1 goal, 3 points. Barca get the job done. AS Barcelona grinded out as Flick's men march on. Season context plus tactical evolution under Hansi Flick. Season context. As LaLiga 2024-25 nears its conclusion, FC Barcelona are still firmly in the title race. This narrow 1-0 win against Mallorca brought them within striking distance of top spot. Depending on Real Madrid's result, with 5 matches to go, every point matters. Barcelona have had an unpredictable season, strong spells of attacking football interrupted by injury issues, especially to key players like Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Count. Despite this, the team has shown resilience. They've kept more clean sheets than last season and boast one of the best defensive records in the league. This win also marks Barca's third consecutive clean sheet. Aside that, Flick's defensive structure is finally clicking. Their current form has silenced critics who question Flick's adaptation to La Liga football. Beyond the league, Barca are also into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey and eyeing a strong finish in Europe. Momentum like this win against Mallorca could prove vital mentally and strategically. Tactical evolution under Hansi Flick. From possession to penetration, when Flick arrived, he inherited a team obsessed with possession, but often toothless in the final third. Under his guidance, Barca are now quicker in vertical play. The midfield is encouraged to play riskier passes and exploit gaps behind defenders rather than recycle endlessly. Midfield revolution. Olmo and Pedri are given creative freedom, while Gavi and Romu provide balance. Flick has transitioned from double pivots to a dynamic midfield triangle, blending the tiki-taka DNA with German directness. The result: fluid attacks, frequent third-man runs, and unpredictability. Trust in youth. One of Flick's standout contributions is empowering young players. Pau Cubarsí, Hector Fort, and Marc Casado have been regularly trusted in high-pressure matches. This faith not only strengthens squad depth but also builds the club's future core. High defensive line plus pressing triggers. Barcelona are now playing a higher line, compressing space in midfield and initiating early pressing triggers. Eric Garcia's role as a ball-playing center-back has become key in transitioning from defense to attack quickly. Game management. In early matches, Barca struggled to close out games, but under Flick, they've become more pragmatic. After scoring, they focus on control over chaos, recycling possession intelligently and minimizing unnecessary risks. This shift was evident against Mallorca. Full-back roles. Alejandro Balde plays almost like a winger in attacking phases, while the opposite full-back often tucks in, forming a back three. This asymmetric setup gives width without sacrificing defensive structure. In short, Flick has blended La Liga's technical philosophy with his own tactical discipline. The result? A more balanced, efficient Barcelona, not always flashy, but increasingly effective. Conclusion plus what this means for Barcelona's future. Conclusio. Barcelona's 1-0 victory over Mallorca may not make headlines for drama, but it symbolizes something far more important: control, discipline, and adaptability. These are the traits that separate title contenders from hopefuls. Under Hansi Flick, Barca have matured not just in their play style, but in their game management and mentality. The team demonstrated patience against a well-drilled low block, converted a key chance, and saw the game out without panic. Performances from young players like Pau Cubarsí and veterans like Dani Olmo underscore the blend of youth and experience Flick is carefully nurturing. This wasn't just another league win, it was a tactical and psychological step forward. It's evidence that Barcelona, while still transitioning, are learning to win ugly when needed, something often said about champions. What this means for the future: with only 5 match days left in La Liga, the title race is tight, but winnable. Real Madrid remains strong, but Barca's form and confidence are peaking at the right moment. If the team maintains this level of tactical discipline, they could go all the way. Flick's system now has clear identity markers: midfield control with vertical progressio, tactical flexibility, can adjust between possession and pressing styles, trust in youth development, strong game management. The potential return of injured stars like Lewandowski and Rafinha could further elevate Barca's attack. More importantly, the team now has a foundation to build on, something that was missing in the past few chaotic seasons. Looking beyond this season, players like Pedri, Gavi, and Cubarsí could be the spine of Barca for years. Flick is establishing a system that doesn't rely on individual brilliance alone, but collective intelligence. Financially and strategically, trusting in youth and internal development is key to long-term sustainability. If Barcelona win the league or even come close, it will be considered a successful season. But even without silverware, the transformation under Flick is evident. This is a team that knows where it's going. It's no longer about rebuilding, it's about progressing. And that's what makes this 1-0 win against Mallorca far more than just 3 points.